This is a quick tutorial on ledger lines. So far on our music staff, we've been working on face, every good burger does fine, all cows eat grass, and good burritos don't fall apart. Right? We've got treble clef and bass clef. What about notes that fall above and below the staff, though? So we've actually already learned one ledger line. That is middle C that we've been using already for a little bit. Right? We have middle C on this line down here. That is a ledger line. When we have notes that go above or below the staff, we have to use ledger lines. Theoretically, you can have infinite ledger lines above or below a staff. We're only really going to do the ones that are useful for singing. So that's about 2 ledger lines above or below a staff. So middle C obviously is one of them. If we go above the treble clef, I know that I've got an F up here for every good burger deserves fries. If I go up a note from there, I have G, and then I've run out of lines, right? So that's when I just draw my own line for A. The note above that will be on top of that line I just drew, B, and then I'm getting close to the end of my screen here. Then I've got C up there. Now we can do this with any staff, whether it's treble, bass, alto, or tenor. So I'll do it one more time with the treble clef. For this quiz, I'm only going to have you do notes above the different staff. The notes below the bass clef, we just really don't sing that often. We do sing notes above the treble clef sometimes. Notes below the treble clef definitely a lot, especially if you're an alto. But anyway, I'll show you that one more time. So we have F, G, then I draw my own A. On top of that line is B, and then I have 2 ledger lines for C. So you can keep going up and up and up if you needed to. I'll draw the letters here. F, G, A, B, C. If I'm going below the treble clef, I've got my E, D, middle C, which we've talked about before. Down below that is B, so underneath that line. And then down 2 lines is A. So I have E, D, C, B, and A down there. So those are my treble clef ledger lines. Now let's do bass clef, just to get some extra practice. Up above the bass clef, which is where a lot of tenors sing. So we have A up here at the top. We're going to go up from there. A, B, here's our middle C. On top of that is D. And then 2 lines above the bass clef is E. Sometimes tenors will read that as the top E of the treble clef, but you're actually singing this E right here. That's why tenors use the treble clef a lot, is because a lot of the notes that tenors sing are so far above the bass clef that it makes more sense to just have them written someplace else. Below the bass clef, like I said before, these notes aren't used that often, but we have G here, and then as we move down, we have F, E, D, and C. We'll stick with mostly just the ones that our singers use, but this is how to find your ledger line notes. You just go up and down the same way we do with anything else, except we have to draw our own lines in. So there you go. Please review this as many times as you need to.